Hi folks, and welcome to Sydney, Australia. Let's take a look around. Sydney is located on the southeast coast of Australia in the state of New South Wales. Hi folks, and welcome to Sydney, Australia. So we just landed this morning, literally probably about 3 hours ago now, and we've made it into Sydney and that we checked in at a hotel. And the first place we've come is the Royal Botanic Gardens. Now, I've got a coffee here just to try and keep me going and wake me up because I've been awake since, well, about 2 days anyway now. Can't even remember what day it was. And I've got my trusty notes with me here to give us some facts. So this is the Royal Botanical Gardens. Now, it's free to enter. It's open daily from 7 a.m. to sunset. So the sun will set at different times of the year depending on if it's winter or summer, so you just be careful of that. It's an oasis of 30 hectares in the heart of the city. It was established in 1816. There's free Wi-Fi in the gardens. And you can download a free app that will give you self-guided audio walks with garden maps and information on it as well. So when you're in Sydney, if you want to get out of the hustle and bustle, let's walk through some lovely nature, come down to the Royal Botanical Gardens. It's free to come in, like I said, and it's a great site, and you can wander through it, and then to the waterfront, and then across to the Opera House. So another little landmark just past the Royal Botanical Gardens is Mrs. Macquarie's chair. Now, this was carved out of sandstone by convicts in 1810. It was commissioned by the Governor Macquarie for his wife Elizabeth, who was known to love the area. And this is one of the best vantage points to view the sights of Sydney Harbour. So if you follow the coastal route just round from the Royal Botanical Gardens, you get to the Opera House. Now, the Opera House was designed by a Danish architect called Jørgen Utzon. Construction began in 1959 and was completed in 1973. That was 10 years overdue. The estimated cost went from 7 million Australian dollars up to 102 million Australian dollars. And to begin with, people weren't happy about this and they objected to it actually being built. But in the end, they've grown to love it. The main concert hall sits 2,979 people, with the Opera Theatre seating just over 1,500 people. There are also 3 other theatres seating different sizes and an outdoor performance area as well, which is called the Forecourt. The Opera House's heating and air conditioning is powered by cold seawater pulled directly from Sydney Harbour. Interesting fact, yeah. So if you continue your walk round, you'll come to the iconic Sydney Harbour Bridge. Now, it's a steel arch bridge across Sydney Harbour. It opened in 1932. The arch spans 500 metres or 1,650 feet. It features railroad tracks, a highway, a pedestrian walkway and cycle paths. Truly incredible, isn't it? Hi folks, when you're in Sydney, why not come down to the Rocks? Some say it's the birthplace of modern Sydney. It's where European settlers first came in 1788 They set up their houses and shops here. And it's got a wide range of restaurants, bars, nightlife here now as it's been redeveloped over the years. But it still also has all that colonial history here, and you see it in the buildings. It's a real mixture of old and new. So come down and take a look around. The Queen Victoria building, known as the QVB, was built in 1898, and it was designed by George McRae. It sits on the site of the original Sydney markets. As recently as 1959, it was threatened with demolition. In 1984 and 2008, the building undertook major renovations, restoring it to a modern retail destination. There's also a letter from Queen Elizabeth II to the citizens of Sydney that's housed within the building, and it will be opened in 2085. It's definitely worth coming and taking a look round the Queen Victoria building, as it is a stunning piece of architecture. Hi folks, so we're now at Darling Harbour, which was named after Lieutenant General Ralph Darling, who was the Governor of New South Wales between 1825 and 1831. This place is a buzzing waterside precinct with lots of eating and drinking establishments. It's also great for the families as well, because there's a lot of museums and aquariums around here. You've got the Australian National Maritime Museum, you've got the Sea Life Sydney Aquarium, and also you've got the Wildlife Sydney Zoo. The Chinese Garden of Friendship is just nearby as well, which is well worth going and walking through and just exploring that. Food and drink wise, there are some great offerings. Beer lovers should make a beeline for the Pump House or Match Brewing Company while they're here. That's all. Any trip to Sydney wouldn't be complete without a trip to Bondi Beach. Now, Sydney has some excellent transport links. You can get buses and trains here. We caught the train from Sydney Central this morning. Took probably about 10 minutes to get here. The trains run really often, every few minutes. And it's $5 each way to Bondi Junction. And then it's about a 30-40 minute walk from Bondi Junction down to the beach. And here you are, folks. What better way to spend an afternoon or a day in Sydney than coming down to Bondi? Hi folks, so that brings to an end our Sydney adventure. We've had a wonderful 2 days here in Sydney. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope maybe you've learned something, or maybe you're going to start planning your next trip here. As always, please like the video, please subscribe, and happy travels folks. I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.